Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. My name is Bahamut. On the left-hand side, we've got the members of Uncomfortably Numb. Pilot of Earth is going to be on the... looks like Joanna? Nope, that's a Kerosene. Can't tell from behind, apparently. It's the bun. The bun and the white hair threw me off. Either way, Famous is going to be on the Joanna. Mr. Monkey Man will be on the Rainer. Novus, I believe, is going to be on the Lucio. And Klizcrack, I think is... Kinknez is going to be on the Sonya. On the right-hand side, we have the members of Team Gobby Legs. Wise on the Leoric. Philo on the Greymane. Norseman going to be on the Diablo. Turd. I'm just going to go with Turd is going to be on the on the Chromie, and Lumi on the Brightwing. We get into our mid lane. We see our level 1s. We've got the full engagement already taking place. Kerosene to go into the Iron Fist at level 1, so going to be a bit of a punchy boy. Look, the man bun threw me off, okay? Is this a replay? No, it's Patrick. Yeah, we're doing replays today. That's pretty much our game plan. I just realized I meant to talk about stream schedule before this game started, and I completely forgot because y'all are way too nice to me and broke my brain. But really quickly, today we are going to be doing a lot of NGS casting. I have a bunch of games on the docket for you all, so I hope you are enjoying the games and enjoying all of the content that we have. Tomorrow will be more games to cast. We may do, though, some viewer games, like towards the end. I'm not 100% sure on it, but I might actually do some recasting of some of the playoff games. But we also do have a live game tomorrow night. It's going to be a playoff game. I Just Enjoy Breadman versus Gilly Shark. And then Friday, we're going to be doing an EU-friendly start to our stream, and that'll be at about 9 a.m. PDT with Pokemon Snap, the new one. And maybe, just maybe, if we keep going throughout the day, we'll do some Resident Evil 7 Biohazard DLC. But until then, we got some games to cast. We got a lot of good Heroes of Storm content. So thanks for hanging out once again. Thanks for supporting stream. And thanks for supporting the Nexus Gaming Series and these teams as well. Coming out here and cheering on some of these players, and as well as some great Heroes content. Norseman getting very low, getting chased by the Joanna. She wants the kill. Diablo shadow charges back in. The phase shift comes in from Lumi, and it is a wonderful play from the side of Team Gobby Legs to keep this Diablo alive, as we have a bit of damage coming out from Turd on that on that Brightwing. Oh my god, on the Chromie. Do not know why I keep messing those two up. I think I keep saying the name and then looking at Brightwing every single time. Sonya Leoric doing double soak rotation between top to mid, so we'll catch on this every so often, but I'll be honest, I actually got to do this in one of my quick match viewer games last Friday. This is such a fun place to be. Like, when you double soak, rotate, your team has to do all the team fighting. They're the ones who have to win the lanes. All you have to do is not die in the rotations. It's great. It's so good. You sit there, you talk to chat, you jam out to some Peepo sax. It's a good time. So either way, just one of those things that, like, I absolutely love, like, being able to do a little bit of PvE. As we do have the Kyle Ferguson spray on the ground, and the triple altar phase will be popping up. Lumi already in position for this. Now, the members of the blue team actually don't see this just yet, but the map does have global vision. So once these altars do spawn, we will see that global vision pop up. And I just want to point this out. We have the vision of the blue team right now, and there you go. You can see it right when the availability is up for the channel. They can see these enemy members on it. That's why Famous is actually going to rotate over here, trying to force the Chromie off the point, as the Brightwing did get the channel in bottom. She'll go ahead and phase shift on top of the Chromie as Pilot jumps on with this Kerosene, punching their way through this engagement, getting very low, does drop the block totem, which is really strong against, well, all these auto attack based heroes, but in the end, the left side's channeled by the Lucio. Wise getting the channel on the right hand side, and this will be a total of 8 shots into the core of Uncomfortably Numb, with Team Gobby Legs only taking 4 themselves and finding a kill into the Joanna, pushing themselves further into that 7 talent tier advantage. But in the top lane, there is going to be a clap back or an answer to that Joanna kill with a pick onto Wise. And this now is a camp to be grabbed in top. Vision will be provided by the Leoric as the Lucio goes down in the mid. Bit of a back and forth, and a few kills overall in favor for the side of Team Gobby Legs. So the clapback wasn't actually as much value as I was initially kind of building up. We can kind of see that experience deficit through heroic kills, as well as the experience deficit starting to form. About a half a level lead for the side of Team Gobby Legs. Sonya pushing out that top lane. 1, 2, 3 sappers will go into the front gate wall of the fort. Meanwhile, in bottom lane, sappers are going to be fed in as well. Diablo finishing out souls. Is going to be an auto attack based Diablo as well, so no soul to flame at level 4 to be able to get that fire stomp build, but not necessary with the double soak rotations being had, as well as the heroic kills that Diablo's been around. Don't forget, Diablo Black Soulstone also gains 10 souls per hero killed. You get 1 soul per minion. So with 4 kills, that was already 40% over to the side of Diablo. Maybe 30%, because I think there was a kill in the top lane that Diablo wasn't around for, so it probably did not count. But another altar phase spawns in the center of the map, and we will see what the team fight looks like over this. Berserk, thank you for redeeming the thumbs up. I hope you saw it. I'm just kidding. We'll redo the thumb alert after the game's over. I'm not going to scam you. I'm not going to scam people their points. Distracted streamer? Never. I would never be distracted. I would never read Twitch chat in the middle of a game. I like how he gets so much support from stream and then turns and blames us for interrupting stream. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. Would never do that. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I don't know what chat. I don't know what you're talking about. I would never flame chat ever, ever. Chat has always been perfect. Chat always knows the answers to things. Chat never distracts. More or less, it's actually me usually apologizing for not just casting the game, because I get very interested in what you all have to say. As the Johanna finishes out her subdue from level 7 immediately, it's actually really big value for the side of Uncomfortably Numb. 80% slow any single time you use the subdue. Not a bad place to be in. Though, a bad place to be in is the amount of health that the Johanna does have. As the Apocalypse comes out from Diablo, that 10 talent tier being hit first by the side of Team Gobby legs, and Lumi goes for the channel on the single altar to get 8 more shots into the enemy core. I don't think there's not an invade, but there's not a stall out from the side of Uncomfortably Numb, and they go down to 28 core health versus the 36 of the opposing side. Too distracted to do predictions? I've stopped doing predictions on replay games. I feel a little awkward at it, because I feel like some people. Chat, you tell me. Chat, you tell me. Should we do predictions on games that have already happened? Because I feel like some people might benefit a little too much in a sense. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it matters. I really don't. I stopped doing them just for that reasoning. There was actually reasoning for it. It wasn't like I just forgot to do them. Bless Shield comes out from the Johanna, setting up a kill onto this Brightwing as Novus jumps out and will go down themselves. Great counter kill coming out as Pilot of Earth is getting some great punches in onto this Greymane, but this subdue is not going to be enough. Time Trap onto Pilot, but no follow-up damage is found, and it's a 1-for-1 healer for healer as we have our single altar phase in the bottom of the map in a second. Baja, you're missing the fight? I don't know what you're talking about. What fight? What fight? What fight? What fight? The one in top lane? The one over here? No, we're here. We're ready to go. If it's not live, betting seems kind of iffy. I agree. That's the reason I don't do it. So I'm sure people would love to bet, and I'm sure people would be very, very wholesome and do the correct thing that human beings should do, but at the same time, we play it safe. We play it safe here on our channel, and that'll be a double kill with a leap setup from the Sonya. Did Johanna? No, she didn't have Bless Shield up and available. Oh, this Greymane's so very low. Karazim, 7-sided strike over the wall. Dives through the wall once again. High five out from the Lucio. See, here's the nice thing, chat. Now that high five is meta, I no longer can make people angry by saying sound barrier or break it down. I can just say high five. I could call it ass slapping. I could call it, hey, you know, Lucio got ass slap at level 10. But I feel like people would just enjoy that regardless. They would actually probably prefer that over the high five terminology. Famous gets the channel on the bottom left of our screen. 4 shots go into the enemy core, finding a little bit of equal or parity in this game, but it's not just there yet. We still have a half a level lead for the side of Team Gobby Legs, as it's 4-7 in kills, and we have a little more core HP as well for our red team. Apocalypse used by the Diablo, but the camp still grabbed by the members of Uncomfortably Numb. A lot of damage onto Diablo. No 7-sided. Actually, 7-sided strike is up and available. I thought it was going to be used on the Diablo, who was stepping way too far forward, excuse me. And wasn't. It was actually utilized onto the Greymane, who gets chunked quite a bit. Sonya has leap. She's got leap. She sees the Greymane. Oh, okay. Well, that's unfortunate. I would have burned leap to establish dominance, but that's the reason I'm still probably in the lower rankings that I'm in. But you know, sometimes you just want to leap onto a Greymane head. Sometimes you just want to leap onto a Worgen. I get it. I don't blame him. Lucio actually pushes off. There's going to be the reverse amp as well, trying to push the enemy members back with the sound wave, but Lucio gets slowed in the slowing sands and is not able to, there's no kill into them, but very low, actually high fives onto just about every one of the friendly team, amping it up once again. The reason we know that there's amp it up is because the reverse amp value, so you actually see, you can actually physically see, not physically, you can visually see when that reverse amp is active, and some people have said in the past that it can be a little bit of a counter, but realistically there's no counter play per se with the Brightwing. It's not like there's healing mitigation coming out from a Brightwing. I will say this, for all the healers in the game, I would love to see some sort of counter healing ability from like almost all the heroes. I feel like that'd be like a cool counterplay mechanic. Not all, maybe not all healers, but more healers, because we only have it on what, Deckard Cain, and Ana. You have healing reduction as well from like Malthael and Garrosh as abilities. I would love to see reduced healing as more abilities in the game. Maybe I'm also probably forgetting one or two here and there, but I just feel like it'd be cool if it was more commonplace. Regardless, double altar phase is up, and the members of Uncomfortably Numb are trying to force their way into this leap. Leap comes in from the Sonya, 7-sided strike into the backline onto the Chromie, who was trying to flank in with some damage. There was the kill into Leoric. Through all of this, Pilot of Earth looking to not actually channel, going to be walking around the slowing sands, taking that longer rotation to force into the enemy team. But this double support composition seems to be doing well for the side of Uncomfortably Numb. As I said, double altar phase is up. There was a single kill on Leoric, who's just trying to cheat death right now, also getting some slows onto the enemy team. Slowing Sands zoning back the enemy side, pretty good. Good poke potential from the Chromie, but she's getting low over that wall. Kerazim might be able to find some sort of jump into this, but Lucio ends up going down. Leoric just now respawning. The advantage is to the side of Team Gobby Legs as they jump in and find a triple kill in the end. The sustained poke from Chromie. She is really good at that, and in the end, it is actually going to be 4 shots from the altar and 4 shots from the boss, raining into the core of Uncomfortably Numb. There was a little bit of parity found. There was that equalization in core health for a split moment, but now 8 shots will rain in, and that'll be 20-28. The members of Team Gobby Legs consistently finding control in this map. No countering us healers. Okay. Does Mouth have a talent for it? What is it? Isn't it Strangling Vines? Strangling Vines, I believe, has a healing reduction on it as well. Very nice healing reduction at 13. You are correct. Yep. Can you only call it if you use Daze sound clips every time? Oh no. Lucio's 25 hide. Yeah, you are correct. Yeah. I guess maybe a better way for me to put it is early game. I'm getting a little nitty gritty on this, but like early game. So like body check Garrosh, Emerald from the Deckard Cain. You have baseline Ana Grenade. Because you like high five Lucio, I absolutely agree. Mixing fire at level 20, I absolutely agree. It does exactly what we're talking about. It just feels like, you know, you have to get to level 20, which is sometimes, and in some maps, that's not a possibility. But right now, living isn't a possibility for the side of Team Gobby Legs. They're going to lose 3 members through bottom. You may say, Bahamut, wait a minute, I'm only seeing 3 death timers, and it's actually going to be 4 people. The Diablo did lose souls. You're seeing 0 souls on the Diablo. They had the insta respawn, or the 5-second death timer, actually. Bottom lane fort will go down. Triple altar phase coming out in favor for the side of Uncomfortably Numb. I say it's in their favor because they just found the quad kill, but 3 members of the opposing side are still down. Uncomfortably Numb can spread themselves around the map and get 15 HP or 15 damage into the enemy core, but they have to make rotations. They cannot be sitting in this mid lane going for minion experience. They need to make quick rotations, go for these channels. They cannot let these enemy members respawn quick enough because Brightwing probably has phase shift off of cooldown from the respawn, so that's going to be equalization in some of these team fights. But look at this, 10, 15, all of the damage goes into the enemy core, and it is going to be 20-13 in core HP. That is a rare occurrence. I rarely see all 3 of the altar phase go over to enemy team, as well as when they have a bell tower advantage as well. It's just really well played from the side of Uncomfortably Numb. High five comes in from Lucio, a touch too late, so the overpower is still connected, but there's not enough to really lock down Mr. Monkey Man, who sustained damages out into the enemy team. Looking up at the top lane, we are going to have another Kyle Ferguson spray. Little no, Kyle Ferguson. If anyone, if no one knows, that entire artwork is based off of Kyle Ferguson, totally. Not making it up whatsoever. Just like how Kerazim's beard is mocap from mine. Absolutely. I would never lie to you, chat. I would never steer you wrong. I will just only make fun of talents that tickle people when the target is acquired. Shield glare goes out onto a few of the enemy members as the bottom lane continues to be held by the side of Uncomfortably Numb. Team Gobby Legs looking to do their best as the Wraithwalk from the Orc is going to keep them safe, but Wise takes a lot of damage overall. Looks like the bell towers are apparently still firing. We have a camp that's working its way through bottom lane, obviously through the mini-map. Totally makes sense. You know, sometimes our map gets a little bugged out. Okay, Ashen. All right, Ashen. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even know who that hero is. Didn't know they put them in the game. That's the dude from StarCraft, right? The one who can like, who's like big and silvery, and he like walks on two legs. That dude, right? They put him in Heroes of the Storm. Gul'dan has healing reduction on himself. I mean, okay, yeah, you're right. Double altar phase coming up. 10 potential shots in favor for the side of unrelenting strikes of Uncomfortably Numb. The Orc will be interrupted. We still have the bottom lane altar in favor. I guess the bottom lane. I was gonna say bottom lane bell tower for a second or two, but Karazim doesn't get the channel in time, and still 4 shots into the enemy core. Could be looking at 8 damage overall. Forced to use the leap to get out from the Sonya. Snipe comes through from the Chromie, and I think she should get the channel as the zone out should happen. Greymane does go down to the Karazim. It's a 1-for-1 in the end. Cleansing dash is coming through. Oh, the shadow charge is enough just to find the kill, and Lumians ends up getting the channel in the end. 4 shots into the enemy core, 16-9, 20 talents here up on both sides. I don't think we've actually cycled through any of the other numbers throughout this entire game. I kind of forgot about that a little bit as the fights have been just non-stop. But we'll take a look at the 20 talents as they do roll through. Lucio holding. I'm assuming it's going to be mixing fire. It's just such a strong talent to take. Healing reduction, damage, because you also deal damage to the enemy members. Enemy heroes dealing 93 damage. I think that's still more than a target acquired right there. And then they also receive 50% less healing. Oh, reduce the cost of cooldown of high 5 by 50%. I actually didn't know about that one. Sorry, I was reading that. I was like, I didn't realize that you also reduced this by 50%. So you have a 10-second cooldown to slap your friendly members' butts. Yeah, you can slap a friendly member's butt every 10 seconds with that high 5. Okay. Okay. Only silent roots exist? Oh, really? I thought there was a healing reduction roots as well. Maybe it was changed when he had his, like, when Malfurion had a bunch of changes. Maybe that was the reasoning. I don't know. Time stop goes out onto a couple members. It looks like this will be just boss over to the side of Uncomfortably Numb, and the enemy team sits at game. I would say this is game point for the side of Uncomfortably Numb if they're able to get both altars. They don't have their bottom lane altar, but if you win the team fight, you could just grab both of them. High 5 comes through from the Lucio. He gets chunked by a bunch of Chromie damage. Blinds are out as well. Diablo uses the Hellgate out as well. Does get the chain stun onto the Sonya, who is going to be able to pop the Ignore Pain. This is a lot of damage onto Sonya. She goes down. Karazim got picked off as well. Famous trying to back off right now. Is going to slow down the enemy team. Shield glares come out. 5 shots will rain out on the left and the right-hand side. So 10 shots into the enemy core. Boss is up in 4 minutes here, so there's no boss to end game. But this is a really good spot for the side of Team Gobby Legs to find parity, equalization on this map. 3 sappers won't end the game. The barrage, though, would end the game in favor for this Team Gobby Legs, so they could look to just get this top lane altar as well, or bell tower, but in the bottom lane, Raynor and Joanna have the conversion, so it won't be quick enough. Maybe 1 shot rains out. I doubt 2. 1 shot should be guaranteed. Oh, actually, no. This might convert at the same time. Yeah, it converts at the exact same time, and the singular shot doesn't come through. But what could come through are these sappers through the top lane. Lucio up in 2 seconds, Sonya up in 12, 8 seconds on this Karazim. Mr. Monkey Man steps in, does have a penetrating round to force back the enemy team once. Time stop onto the Joanna, who does have the Condemn up and available. Famous taking a lot of damage, is going to get a high 5 out from the Lucio, who's going to high 5 their way around. This Bless Shield comes out from Famous as well, but isn't going to be enough to set up a kill. Sappers will be cleared out. None of them do go over the wall. Double altar phase will be coming up here next in the center and the bottom of our map. All that is necessary to win the game for the side of Team Gobby Legs is one of these bell towers, even if the enemy side does reconvert their own bell towers back. Let's go ahead and cycle through those other numbers, get an idea of what those look like, because, well, this could be game ending for either side. I say that, and you say, Bahamut, 2 plus 2 is 4, not 5. Well, there was that mid lane being reconverted, so now we're kind of in that spot. Bottom lane actually going to be, they're going to try and grab this one back over and easily able enough to do so. So the point that I made is now moot once again because it's 2-6 and this is a single altar phase needed. This is a little greedy in my opinion right now. I think realistically you all anchor, you make a giant array, you let the York set up for the channel onto this and stop anyone from getting the counter channel. But let's see what happens. Slowing Sands to slow down Lucio. Pilot of Earth should have a dash, able to interrupt for now. Wise, going to be delayed out. Chromie, though, going to try and sneak the channel. I mentioned beforehand, global vision, global vision. So this is a channel known by Mr. Monkey Man, able to stop it. Lucio, gonna get caught by the Entomb with the Buried Alive, gonna just skate their way out of that one. Apocalypse, I believe, was used by the Diablo. No, it's actually the Hellgate used that sets up the double kill into the Lucio and the Sonya. A lot of damage onto Mr. Monkey Man. The 2 shots rain into the enemy side core. It's 4-3 in HP. Kharazim got that channel, but was it worth it? Still 3 kills with that Rainer going down. 7-sided strike does come out from Kharazim. Time stop onto the Joanna. Kharazim gets polymorphed. This will be all 5 members of the side of Uncomfortably Numb going down, and the last shots come through. The Sapper's actually getting 2 shots in, but the last will be here from the altar phase. A tight game on Towers of Doom, but it will go over to the side of Team Gobby Legs. They go up in our best of 3 series. GG. Well played. That was a good game 1, everybody. It was so good, I need to run to the bathroom. So BRB, I'll be right back, okay? Okay, everybody. Sorry about that. We love you, Pilot of Earth. He's so handsome. I would assume. Strangling Vines was removed with Emerald. Ah, thank you so much, Maestro. Okay, that's what I thought. I was like sitting here and I was like, wasn't there a healing reduction talent? There absolutely was, but it was removed. Okay, so we know. So we know. All right, back to Bandit 9. Let's get into the next game. I heard Pilot of Earth works at an old folks home when he isn't playing HOTS. That's actually really, really... If that's true, that's really, really wholesome. Liking the channel, what level of HOTS player would you say you are? Me, personally, Grandmaster 420.
Smoke weed every day.
Mechanically, I'm not the best player. I've spent a lot of my time casting Heroes of the Storm, so that obviously doesn't translate to gameplay skill, but I don't know. I don't know. I'd feel a little conceited. Is that the right term? I feel conceited saying that I'm like a rank or something like that. Wait, it doesn't? No, it doesn't. It does not translate. Just because you can cast the game does not mean you can play the game. Does not translate. Go look at League of Legends casters. I always like to bring this up as a comparison. League of Legends casters, most of them are gold. Maybe silver. That is the truth. That was a close game. It was a really good game. Okay, all right. Sorry, I was just making sure I wasn't missing anything in chat. Let's get into the next map, everybody. I don't know why I opened up a tab. Oh, I was gonna check Twitter really quickly. Did everyone see that Crowan's gonna be joining us this weekend? Did anyone see our wonderful, adorable Crowan who's going to be joining us today? Not today. This weekend? I'm so excited to work with Crowan. I love that man so much. He's such an easy person to work with. Okay, sorry. Sorry. All right. Hey, Pat, what's going on, bud? Yeah, like Here's the Storm was the first MOBA I ever played in my entire life, like consistently. I have played maybe 5 minutes of Dota 2, and by 5 minutes I mean 5 minutes of an AI game, and then got just bored and I quit. I just Alt F4'd. I was like, this is not for me. Here's the Storm. It just, I don't know, it found a special place in my heart. When Pokemon Unite come out, we are gonna play a shit ton of that. I want to either cast/run a Pokemon Unite event, or I want to cast and run a Pokemon Unite. I want to do a Pokemon Unite event so bad when it comes out. I also really like, we're gonna play a bunch of that game. That game just looks really fun. But either way, yeah, as I mentioned, stream schedule-wise, today, a lot of HOTS casting, a lot of NGS games to cast. Tomorrow, we're going to cast more NGS games. We've got a live playoff game tomorrow night, as well at 6 o'clock PDT. I Just Enjoy Breadman versus Gilly Shark, and that is playoff tournament, blah, 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 livelihood for both teams. And then Friday is going to be Pokemon Snap. The new Pokemon Snap, we're going to be playing that this Friday, April 30th. April 30th, we're going to be playing Pokemon Snap, 9 a.m. PDT, noon EDT, and I believe it's 5 p.m. CEST. Oh, Snap, the new Pokemon variety? Yeah. I'm really excited about Pokemon Snap. It was one of my favorite games as a kid, so I'm really excited to play it and play it for you all on stream. Alrighty, everybody. Let's go ahead and get on into our next game. There's something I wanted to do before we got into this best of 3, and I keep forgetting, and I'm trying to remember, but it's not coming back to me. Coming soon, April 2030. Please no. When is Pokemon Snap actually not Pokemon Snap. When is Pokemon Unite supposed to come out? Like, I know the beta just came through on Canada. Pokemon Unite release dates. The release date of Pokemon Unite is currently unknown, but is likely to drop towards the middle or the tail end of 2021. How about tomorrow? Why not tomorrow? Let's get into the game, everybody. Welcome on back into the Nexus Gaming Series. We are back into our Division B Northeast matchup. On the left-hand side, we've got the members of Uncomfortably Numb with Mr. Monkey Man on the Dahaka. Kinknez is going to be on the Jaina. We have got Famous on the Joanna, Pilot of Earth on the Uther, and Novus is going to be on the Falstad. For the right-hand side, we got the members of Team Gobby Legs trying to close things out in a 2-0 fashion through Garden of Terror. Philo is going to be on the Thrall. Turd is going to be on the Orphea. Wise will be on the Diva. Norseman on the May, and Lumi on the Ariel. We get into mid lane and we check out those level 1s, seeing what these players are going to prioritize for these first picks. Ooh, interesting enough, Rolling Thunder for the Thrall. So looking to maybe just 1v1 into the Dahaka. This is typically the talent we've seen against like Deathwings or larger health pool heroes, because that second line, if the target is an enemy hero, then he also deals damage to them equal to 3% of their maximum health and healing for the same amount. With the Dahaka going into the enhanced agility, so he's not going to be building extra health, so it's not going to help out more, but still. If there was like tissue regeneration, I do believe that increases the health pool of Dahaka. I believe so, if I'm not mistaken. So that allows you to then still have that 1v1 value. But we're seeing a NASCAR Dahaka, as I like to call it. So Dahaka, for anyone that doesn't know, his baseline, he moves 20% faster after touching a bush. And you only move 20% faster for like 4 seconds or something like that. 2 seconds, 2 seconds. So 2 seconds after leaving a bush, he moves 20% faster. Enhanced agility adds another 20% on top of that, 2% per stack, 10 stacks. So that enhanced agility means that once you finish that out, when you tap a bush for 2 seconds, you move at 140% movement speed. Actually, no, for 5 seconds now. And then the last thing I want to note with that, movement speed in Heroes of the Storm, when you're mounted, is 130%, so you're moving 10% faster. So your sustained chase, your ability to gank enemy heroes is a lot faster and a lot more useful. So enhanced agility, personally, one of my favorite level 1s for Dahaka, because Dahaka goes zoom after you finish out those stacks, and they're not the hardest to finish when you are doing multi-rotations, which we could be seeing the Dahaka do into mid lane periodically. Camps also will be a high priority for a map like this, as we do have quite a few of them here on Garden of Terror. Macro and push potential are big factors to consider. The other thing to consider as well is going to be the Garden Terrors. Garden Terrors will spawn as far up as your minion wave in lane. So let's say this minion wave is completely cleared out in the mid. This minion and the Garden Terror was grabbed by the side of Uncomfortably Numb. The Garden Terror would spawn up as far as their minion wave right here by their fort. Though, on the counterpoint, if your wave is massively pressed into a front gate, the Garden Terror spawns in front of that gate. The comparison to this is like Tomb of the Spider Queen. The Web Weavers descend up as far as the enemy minion wave. So this top lane, this would actually crash just about into the front gate or where the enemy minion wave is. So little factors like that to consider on this map in comparison to Tomb of Spider Queen. And the last comparison between Tomb and this map is that the Garden Terrors do not slowly lose health. That's the reason they spawn with your minion wave versus spawning where the enemy minion wave stops, because if it was going to be spawning further down the lane like it would, then the Garden Terror would get a lot more free press because it doesn't lose health slowly over time. So little things to consider like that in the map objectives, as we did have that Jaina kill. 3 kills overall have gone to Team Gobby Legs as I've gone through our map explanation, as well as the seed does go over to the side of Team Gobby Legs. Building momentum here in game number 2, trying to catch Famous out of position. The Detainment Strike into the wall does give a stack of the repeated offense at level 4 for the Ariel. She only needs 6 of those. Baseline, she gets 25% knockback range, but as you build up those 6 stacks, you can get to 250 extra damage on that Detainment Strike. And if we look at Jaina's health pool, which isn't the highest in the world, she's got 1,728. So you're dealing... Does anyone want to cast her at that for us really quickly? You're dealing what? Sorry, let's try and math this. You're dealing like what, an eighth of her health with 1 ability from an Ariel? That's not bad. And an eighth is also me exaggerating as well. Yeah. So I'm exaggerating with an eighth. It's more, there's probably a better fraction, but an eighth is an easiest way to just go ahead and explain that. Ariel, though, getting caught out of position. While Jaina doesn't have a lot of health, neither does Ariel, and she will get caught out. That will be the first kill for the side of Uncomfortably Numb, looking to step into Orphea and Thrall, but doesn't manage to do so as Novus comes into this bottom lane and just continues to throw out damage into the tower. We did have the blind out from Mei, but there was a lot of ability damage coming out with those lightning strikes, so that was actually going to be the vast majority of siege from the Falstead right there. Somewhere in the 5:30 seconds range. Okay, thank you so much. No Kappa. No, like, that sounded a little sassy at the end, but thank you. I was actually kind of curious. If it comes out tomorrow, it'll be a Pokemon Cyberpunk edition. I mean, that'd be kind of fun, right? A broken MOBA? Who wouldn't love having a broken MOBA? If you're talking about stream schedule a few times, then never finished. Oh God, no, Ashen, I'm broken today. I'm very bad at talking about stream schedule today. I'm very bad at talking about it. No, chat broke me earlier, so I'm still trying to reel in from that right there. Turd's able to dash away, actually considering to step back in. We mentioned this during the CCL broadcast, and if anyone doesn't know, Orphea, when you hit that Shadow Waltz, your next movement command is going to be kind of a dash, wherever your cursor is. So let's say you Shadow Waltz and your cursor's behind, and you click behind, you're gonna dash backwards. If it's forwards, you'll dash forwards. So you see some of those, you see those little dashes from Turd or Orphea every so often as the brush talk comes in from Monkey. There's a great tongue drag onto the Thrall. No 10 talent here on either side just yet as the Thrall does get picked off. Explosion out from Wise, but it's pretty much mitigated by Uther stepping away as well as Mr. Monkey Man able to burrow under the ground. I have to sneeze, but it's not. Oh god, it's like in the middle of a play-by-play, I have to sneeze. The fight is still breaking out over this siege camp as well as the seed itself. The Joanna and the Dahaka get picked off. Pilot of Earth considers staying on this point, but realize I can't stay here too long. And that 10 talent here comes through. Avalanche out from Norseman trying to catch one. Big shots out from the Diva. Barrel roll gets the Falstad away, and the channel on the seed does still come through on the side of the red team. 2-1 in seeds in favor for the side of Team Gobby Legs. Hey Lone Wolf, what's up, bub? There he is blaming chat again. I don't know what you're talking about. I would never blame chat. I would never blame chat. If anything, what I'm saying is a compliment, you know? Chat broke me. I mean, that's not an easy task. Well, maybe it is. But chat broke me, which in my opinion is a compliment. But that's me. That's me. The only time I blame chat is if I die. Actually, no, last night I felt really bad because I was really focused on the later games. I was really trying to I was tryharding in the later games because we had lost a couple in a row. And I felt so bad because chat was they were all talking and they were making comments here and there, but I was like, God, I wish I wish I could interact with you, but I have to focus on the game. And chat was like, win the game, we understand. Chat's just nice to me. Chat's just sweet and nice in the end. Chat is too cute to blame. It's true, it's true. It is true. Another seed will be spawning here on the top left of our map for the members of Uncomfortably Numb. They want to make sure that this is not grabbed by the enemy side, and a dive onto D.Va in top lane is going to be the play. Unfortunately, she is able to boost away. Tongue Drag will connect and pull her back onto this Blizzard, but Wise has the Mech Explosion, is able to trigger it, and that is a kill onto Jaina. Avalanche comes out onto the Joanna. Famous trying to back off right now. It's taking so much damage, needs to get away. Pops the Condemn. Crushing Jaws comes out from the Orphea, catching on to Pilot of Earth, who will be blinded. Monkey Man getting chased in the backline as well. There's a Divine Storm out from the Uther to try and slow down the enemy team, but no damage is found, and Pilot is going to go down there as well. Novice comes up here on top of everything, trying to force back the Orphea, and does manage to help out the Dahaka. 12 up on both sides when it comes to our talents, but it's looking like the objective will go over to the side of Team Gobby Legs as the Gust is forced out from Falstad. Norse chases in, and the seed goes over to the side of our red team. Here's what I was explaining beforehand. Garden Terror goes out as far as your minion wave. So mid, right there. Bottom lane, look at this. It's going to be all the way back here. Top lane, all the way back there. It is a little far back in some of these lanes, which allows the members of Uncomfortably Numb to clear out some of the initial damage on these terrors. But you also have to remember, it's 13 talent here for our blue team, and they want to try and get something, or excuse me, for our red team. So they want to try and get something off of this. Dahaka ends up going down in the bottom lane to the Diva, who actually chased them out over into this left-hand side. So free push into the bottom lane for the Diva. As I mentioned, Garden Terrors do not slowly lose health. You can actually see right here, I'll showcase the Garden Terror. That health is just sitting comfortably. The other thing to note too is the Garden Terror doesn't deal excess damage to structures. A lot of our objective phases, catapults, a lot of those things deal increased damage to structures. Right here, the Garden Terror only deals damage equal to the damage it deals. It's not like there's a double damage to structures or 11 times damage to minions. Honestly, we looked at it. So on Battlefield of Eternity, one of the second or third Punisher or Immortal was dealing 700 and something damage. But to minions, it was dealing 8,200 damage, something crazy like that. And then to structures, it was dealing double. But it was just one of those crazy things you looked at, you're like, holy shoot, 8,000 damage to minions? Wow. That's why you see those Immortals insta-gib some of the minions in lane with one auto attack. But right now, Garden Terror phase will end. The members of Team Gobby Legs getting the fort through the top lane, getting a little bit of siege in the bottom, and a little bit of value through mid. I think there was a consideration to jump onto that camp from the side of Uncomfortably Numb, but they don't step any further, and that is going to just be the objective phase ending, some camps to be grabbed, and we look for 16 talents here between both sides. Just skimming through some of the talents as well, looking for anything really out of the ordinary. We've got that Mind Devourer for the Orphea. She's at 17 out of the 30 stacks on that one, so she's got a ways to go, but you do have a... Is there a halfway mark on that one? No. You do have the quest, though, so you do get, the damage built up over time. The only thing you don't get is a lot of the cooldown reduction and stuff. Al Roker, thank you for the tier 1 for 3 months. I'll resend your alert when we get out of game. Thank you so much for the support, my friend. Glad you're enjoying the content. Also, Pyro Artisan, thank you for the follow as we got into this game as well. Glad you're enjoying the content, my friend. Uther will finish out their level 1 Wave of Light, so you have the increased duration of devotion by 0.5 seconds. Scooty Puff Jr., thank you for the follow as well. Glad you're enjoying the content, my friend. 16 talent here, this level lead. Oh, Blessed Shield comes out. Wise won't get hit by that and is able to get back into the mech. Cute chat is cute. Cute chat is always cute. Dahaka Brushstock into the flank position, potentially. Big Ring of Frost. Isolation will connect onto the Orpheus. She goes down first. Actually, excuse me. Joanna went down first. Resurrection onto the Orpheus is going to come through in a second. There is an Earthquake out from the Thrall as well. Big Blizzard onto Wise, who will lose their mech. Burrow under the ground from the Dahaka. Norseman taking some damage. There's an Avalanche out onto the Dahaka, who needs to back off. A little bit of stun after that Avalanche means that there's enough burst damage to find the kill. If you didn't know, there is a 0.5 second stun at the end of an Avalanche, so that does set up the kill into the Dahaka, and it is going to be a 1 for 2 in favor for the side of Team Gobby Legs. You're saying, wait a minute, Bahamut, no one died. Well, Resurrection was used on the Orpheus, so yes, someone did die. Siege Giants at the top lane. Camp in this bottom left is going to be grabbed. Ooh, Kiz. Or Kicknaz. I think it's Kicknaz. There's no C, but I think it is Kicknaz. Either way, they're stepping forward. A lot of damage goes out. Orphea finishes out the Mind Devourer. The point is going to be grabbed by that Thrall, who's trying to turn things around. Big Blizzard out once again from the Jaina. She is going into Blizzard build. There's that Stormfront at level 13, then Snowstorm as well. Another seed to spawn in the top right of our map. 16 up on both sides. I'm going to go ahead and cycle through those other numbers once again, get an idea of what those look like. Thrall stepping into this Falstad, who gets iced by Norseman, but not iced in the sense of what you'd expect. Just got hit by the icing, which is still not what you'd expect. Man, I wouldn't mind, like, if May threw a bottle of icing at me, depending on how hard, I wouldn't be upset. Like, oh, cool, I got a bottle of icing. Hell yeah. I got semi-solid sugar. Hey, Hostile, how you doing, bud? Good to see you, friend. I hope you're well. I hope Strudel is well as well. Sieging through the bottom lane, opening up the fort as they were not able to grab themselves the objective on the side of Uncomfortably Numb. Norseman coming in for the flank, looking for the Avalanche, but it's going to be sidestep, barrel rolled by the Falstad and team. Crushing Jaws out from the Orphea, do pull back Famous into the engagement as the Earthquake comes out from Thrall. Gust out from the Falstad to dissuade the enemy team, but there is that Earthquake still, which is slowing them down. Pilot of Earth does go down, has some Ghost Heals out for the friendly team. Earthquake will end. We did see a Blessed Shield ripped by the Joanna, which didn't connect into the enemy team. Diva boosting their way in. Uther Ghost Form does go down. 17 to 18 in levels, 4 to 12 in kills. And it's looking like bottom lane is going to be the target for the side of Team Gobby Legs. Great Blizzard on the ground, locking in the Dahaka and the Joanna. Mr. Monkey Man getting low, burrows away, has the tunneling claws. Epic Explosion. Mecha Explosion will be forcing the enemy team away, but this is kind of, I wouldn't say a death march, but an aggressive march through the bottom lane consistently out from the side of Team Gobby Legs. They will back off, looking to ping a camp, maybe? Or unless this is the ping coming out from the side of Uncomfortably Numb, looking to re-engage once again. Want to just check really quickly, Dahaka does not have Brush Stock for 22 seconds. So it's not like Dahaka could just jump in, but the flight in from the Falstad right on top of the Orphea, and Orphea just turns around and is going to try and chunk into the Falstad. He's able to gust away. Ring of Frost is going to anti-synergize. The Dahaka finishes out their level 1 questing talent. The Joanna is going to get picked off, and another seed, potentially in favor for the side of Team Gobby Legs, will be coming out. So seed to be grabbed by the Diva. Camp grab for the bottom lane as well, and Gardenter spawning out in lane. So here's my point as always. Mid lane goes all the way back over here. Top lane goes all the way back by the fort, and bottom lane, though, is pushed up. So you're seeing this come up a lot further down the lane. 20 talents here in favor for Team Gobby Legs. They are looking with momentum to potentially take game here, especially through the bottom lane with this Garden Terror. Could be game ending. 20 talents here advantage. Kill onto Joanna for the next 6 seconds. Diva coming down. Falstad probably hearthing out of the top lane for the defense. Gust is up and available in 3 seconds. Still no 20 talent here on the side of our blue team, who are the ones in the defensive position. Joanna back, everyone ready to go. Ring of Frost is on cooldown for the next 10 or so seconds. We have Diva micro missiles up soon as well. Garden Terror through bottom is approaching core. Detainment Strike or Repeated Defense finished out. Gust out from the False Step. Bless Shield from the Joanna. Lumi going to be taking a lot of damage. Does end up going down. This is a lot of damage onto the Thrall as well, but they do have the Earthen Shields, which are helping out. Resurrection goes out onto Ariel, and she has the level 20 advantage as well, which is going to be able to speed her up. This is a lot of damage going into the Uther and the Jaina. Mr. Monkey Man getting picked off as well. Turd getting chunked by the Keep and goes down right there. Falstad and the Joanna still up and available, and they're gonna try and 2v4 without 20 talent here as well. Falstad actually goes into top lane to try and save the Keep over there. The Keep in mid lane will go down, and this is looking like insane momentum for the side of Team Gobby Legs. Are they going to be able to end here? No Orphea for 40-some seconds. Falstad and Joanna doing their best to defend, who don't have heroics for about 13 to 14 seconds between the both of them. Norseman getting chunked a little bit by Falstad, who is trying to chase in. Does have the level 13 sustained wins, which is going to be percent-based damage. That's the giant killer for Falstad, if you will. Lumi going to be split from the friendly side. Great Gust from Falstad, but is it enough? Well, it might be actually, especially with the Bless Shield. Famous wants this kill, pops the Condemn, steps in, finds the kill onto this Ariel, who actually resurrects again. She went for the 20 talent tier upgrade. She's got cooldown reduction. Watch that cooldown on the Ariel. So long as she's alive, that cooldown will be doubled, so it's realistically only a 50-second cooldown. Well, you're gonna need that, as that will be a triple kill to the side of Uncomfortably Numb, only losing their Joanna. But is it enough? Is this enough for Uncomfortably Numb? 50 seconds still on this resurrection. Falstad comes in. They don't have the crippling hammer. There is still a 20% slow. Ariel forcing them back. Tongue drag from the Dahaka won't be utilized. Did have Dahaka has Feeding Frenzy as well. I'm surprised that the Tongue Drag didn't connect or go out right there, but Divine Storm from the Uther will lock down the Orphea. She gets picked off. Jaina working on the camp on the left side of our screen. Catapults are here on the core. Want to look at these really quickly. 616 damage from the catapult currently onto structures. You can see it chunking into the shield, but the minion wave will clear that out without problem. Some resurrection targets for the Ariel as well. She will have the... Oh, it looks like she's self-resurrected again. Looks like she self-resurrected with the cooldown that she has, but as I said beforehand, as long as she stays alive for 50 seconds, she's able to get another resurrection with that 20 talent here. Was there anything else? You move faster. Okay, so it's just the moves fast. Okay. That's it. Okay. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Good so far. Good back and forth so far between both teams. It's 10 to 17 in our levels. We looked at some of the other stats a little bit ago. I want to look at those again because I want to look at the experience depth. I want to look at the mostly experience is really what I want to take a peek at. The other thing too is some of the role. Joanna was 76,000 tanking. Really, really well played from her so far. Has gotten picked off a few more times than the Mei on the opposing side, but Joanna doing a great job of anchoring for the friendly team, and it has been a good back and forth thus far. 10 to 17 as I mentioned in kills. Next objective will be spawning here in the bottom right of our map. This could be Garden Terror for the side of Uncomfortably Numb. The lanes are pushing up in favor for Uncomfortably Numb, but not as much as you maybe expect or want. So, Nova's going to be doing Novice. Novus? Novus. I'm going to go with Novus, not Novice. Nova's doing their best to push up these lanes, get a few more of those frequent flyer stacks. Yeah, it makes the res target. Yeah, they move at 200% movement speed for like 4 seconds with decay. Dahaka should have brush shock off a cooldown, is going to be able to burrow into the Orphea in the backline. Big Blizzard, big Divine Storm. Crushing Jaws comes out from the Orphea to try and counter this. There is going to also be a Ring of Frost from the Jaina. Now, I didn't look at her level 20. It looks like... I actually don't know what she took at level 20. I'll have to take a peek at that in a little bit here. Joanna does finish out the Subdue, and that means that there's 80% slow anytime she hits a hero with Subdue. Falstad barrel rolling forward into the enemy team. Resurrection is up and available, but the position of the Thrall is kind of a little too risky for this Ariel, so she won't go for it. And here's what I thought. Look at this. Look at this. So far back in mid, but look at top lane. Look at bottom lane. Bottom lane actually in a really good spot for the side of Uncomfortably Numb. They could potentially end off this. Garden Terror hitting fairly hard right now for 413 into structures. You also have the lockdown. You also have a massive wave. Top lane being dealt with, and you can actually see that vision for the side of the blue team. They know they can count 1, 2, 3, 4. We're up there for a hot second as the Garden Terror in top is cleared out. Garden Terror in bottom lane still very healthy. Mid lane still working its way in, but this is a death march for core. Thrall down for the next 18 seconds. Can the members of Uncomfortably Numb take us to a game 3? Or will this be another 2-0 series in favor for Team Gobby Legs? Big burst onto the Orphea. She does go down. The core is falling rapidly. Garden Terror is still very healthy in this bottom lane. Slam comes out onto the Diva mech as well, crushing jaws from the Orphea, but it's not enough. That'll be game over to the side of Uncomfortably Numb. We head to a game number 3. Is that the actually biggest movement speed in the game? I do believe so, yeah. 200%. I don't think there's anything in game that gives you 200% movement speed. Yeah. Game number 3. That turned so quickly. It did. It did indeed. All right, let's resend some alerts.
You could give the best hugs.
Sick zooms. Thank you, Tatsuki, for redeeming Go Get a Drink. I have completed Go Get a Drink.
Subscribe.
Thank you so much.
You could give the best hugs.
All right, let's get into game 3, everybody. Let's get into game 3. I didn't really see Uncomfortably Numb pulling it off there. They turned it around. They turned it around. And they will take us to a game number 3. Let's find out where we're going to go. Do you see the way he's staring at me? It's about that time of the day. It's about that time of the day. So he's like, oh. And I'm like, no. Not yet. Soon, bud. Soon, okay? Soon. Showed me wrong. Yeah. A good game number 2, but we head off to a game number 3. So let's go ahead and get set up for that. And let's find out who's going to win this best of 3, everybody. We're not done by any means. We have a lot of games for you all today. So let me actually try and for once tell you about stream schedule. Let me actually try and tell you about stream schedule. Let's see if I can actually make it through talking about stream schedule for one time. Just one time. Okay. Today, he got so sad. I know he does. He's a good boy. He knows how to, he knows how to be a good boy, but he'll get food in just a little bit. So, let's talk about stream schedule. Tomorrow, well, actually, let's talk about today. Today, we have got more best of 3s through NGS for you all. Obviously, we're going to be doing NGS best of 3s all day today. Tomorrow, guess what? We're doing the exact same thing, but I do want to try and start a little bit earlier in the day. Might try and start at like 11 a.m. PDT and then cast till like about 8 o'clock tomorrow. So tomorrow will be more NGS casting. We do have a live game tomorrow. The live game will be at 6 o'clock PDT. I actually, you know what? I should maybe look and see if there's other games I can grab. Let's see. NGS calendar. But we do have, that's not the right calendar. We do have at least one live best of 3 tomorrow. And that's going to be a Nexus division game. It will be I Just Enjoy Breadman versus Gilly Shark. That's a playoff matchup for the Nexus division. Oh, there's a 4 o'clock game, but it's already grabbed, unfortunately. So, unfortunate. Let's see, is there anything else I can grab? No, not within reasonable time. Okay, so yeah, we do have a bunch of NGS games tomorrow. We will be casting a bunch of those. So yeah, I hope you come by for that. And then Friday, early in the morning, very early in the morning, everybody, we are going to be doing Pokemon Snap. There is a new Pokemon Snap coming out on Friday, so we are going to be playing that. It's an EU-friendly stream. My game plan is to start at 9 a.m. PDT, excuse me, noon EDT or 5 p.m. CEST. I may go live earlier. It just depends if I wake up and start moving quick enough on a Friday morning. I usually wake up at 6, so that way I can start at 9. Nice. But some days, you know, some days we move quicker in the morning, so it's a possibility. All right, that is going to be the stream schedule for you all. I hope you all take note of that. I hope you are enjoying the content, and let's go ahead and push the button, get into game number 3. We're going to do the full open, okay? He's talking schedule. Quick, someone break him. I love you all. I love you all. All right, let's go ahead and get on into our game, everybody. Let's get into game number 3. Who is going to win this best of 3? Will it be Uncomfortably Numb or Team Gobby Legs? Welcome back, everybody, to the Nexus Welcome back to the Nexus Gaming series. My name is Muhammad. We find ourselves here in game number 3, Division B Northeast. Uncomfortably Numb on the left-hand side, with Pilot of Earth on the Cassia. Famous will be on the Uther. Kiknez is going to be on the Jaina. Mr. Monkey Man on the Blaze, and we have Pilot of Earth on the Cassia, and we have Novice on the Ana. The right-hand side, we have the members of Team Gobby Legs. Turd is going to be on the Tychus. Philo is going to be on the Kael'thas. Norseman on the Varian. Wise playing the Sonya. And we have Stukov to be played by Lumi. Let's get into mid lane. Check out them level 1s. Ooh, Vampiric rounds for the Ana. Interesting. I remember I played an ARAM once, everybody, when I had 0 stacks at the end. That's all. That was the story. That was it. That was the entire story, everybody. Spine launcher for the Stukov, so no reactive ballista spores. Especially with the amount of dive burst, I was expecting reactive ballista spores, but it might be one of those things where Lumi wants to play a little bit safe and went for the spine launcher. Now, for anyone that doesn't know, spine launcher, basic attacks become ranged and slow enemies by 20% for 1.5 seconds, but deal 40% less damage. Does that? Okay, so it does. I was wondering, does it change his little icon right there? And it does. So he does 163 damage right now in comparison to dealing, what, probably like about 300-ish? Yeah. Makes sense. Newsflash, it's Baja that wins. Oh, no, everyone wins. Everyone wins. Tychus into Tank Uther. It's gonna be an interesting game. It'll be an interesting game. 4 Vampiric rounds for the Ana. No Flame. Literally just more stacks than I've ever gotten. I guess the truth. Oh god. We do have a few members on the camp on the left-hand side. Sony to be grabbing the camp on the right. Good camp timing so far from both teams. A little bit of Blizzard in mid, just to be able to clear things out, and the double soak rotations will continue. 2 Regeneration Globes questing talents for the side of Uncomfortably Numb. We have the new habits from the Blaze, and we will be seeing the Mana Addict, Fingers of Frost from the Jaina at level 1. You have that 10% spell power increase when you get the 20 globes as well. And you also have some mana gain on top of that. HG Arn. HG Arn. Thanks for the follow. Glad you're enjoying the content, friend. I'm just looking at other talents as well really quickly. The bigger they are for the Tychus. This feels like this Tychus build so far feels, I mean, quarterback is always good no matter what, but the bigger they are just feels, it doesn't feel wrong by any means, but it's just like, all right, you're gonna deal increased damage until they hit 30% HP. But this is percent-based damage into the only high percent-based hero, or I guess high percent health pool is a better way to say it, is going to be Blaze. And Blaze is going to be off in the solo lane consistently enough. This will be a bit of a rough go for the Tychus. I wonder if the members of, because we didn't see the draft, I wonder if Team Gobby Legs might have prioritized the Tychus early, and there was a draft adaptation coming out from the side of Uncomfortably Numb saying, let's just not pick up a lot of high percent-based heroes or high health pool heroes, and we go main tank Uther with a healer Ana. Like, this isn't bad at all. Also, you have physical armor to mitigate some of the auto attack damage of the Tychus, as well as some of that Stukov. Like, this is, I would say, on paper, Uncomfortably Numb is a really good draft. We'll have to see how it all plays out. I hate using the term on paper because I feel like I use it quite a bit, but it just feels in a lot of these situations the best comparison for how things are. Because on paper, we can look at patch notes and say, oh, this hero's busted. But when we get in the game, that's a completely different thing because execution is different from player to player, from team to team, etc. So it's always hard to say like, oh, well, the Tychus, they're going for all of this. Like, is it going to be good? It absolutely could be really good for them. We'll have to see how it all plays out for the side of Team Gobby Legs. But right now, on paper, I'm leaning onto the side of Uncomfortably Numb. As I always like to do, I'm not trying to spoil anything. Like, I have no idea who wins this game. I do my best to avoid any spoilers on the actual match outcomes. I try and turn on my horse blinders when it comes to the webpage and everything. But either way, a team fight will break out. A lot of damage goes out onto the Blaze. He will be the first one to go down in this engagement with 60%, 63% over to the side of Uncomfortably Numb. Could have stood on the point for another 6% for the memes, but hey, looks like they don't want to die or stagger out more deaths. I guess that makes sense. Ana will be the dive target. Big burst from the side of Team Gobby Legs. And while I did talk about percent-based damage and harped on that quite a bit, we did not talk about the single target damage from the side of Team Gobby Legs. You have Lockdown from the Varian. You have a Gravity Lapse from the Kael'thas, and then you have Sustained Burst from the Tychus, as well as Burst from the Kael'thas overall. So same thing. On paper, this is looking great. We'll have to see how it all works out for Team Gobby Legs. I'm trying not to show my caster bias by any means. I feel like Uncomfortably Numb can turn things around. As I said, like on paper, I feel like they can turn things around the late game. We'll just have to see if Team Gobby Legs finds the sustained single target burst they need. Not sustain. If they find consistent single target kills, then this will be a bit of an uphill battle for the side of Uncomfortably Numb. But the same thing's going to be happening once again. A lot of damage goes out onto this Ana, who's just trying to do her best to self-heal and throw out some utility as well, but it's not going to be enough. 1 to 4 in kills overall in favor for the side of Team Gobby Legs, as the Triglav Protector will go over to the side of our red team. Ooh. Ooh. The CCL adaptation has made its way into NGS. Now, the reason I'm saying CCL is because, obviously, I believe CCL influences everything. But the other factor that I wanted to mention here... Ooh, actually, it's like 1.5 for the Triglav Protector into structures. Interesting enough. During Season 1 of CCL, Grubby and I harped on this quite a bit. A lot of teams in CCL would actually focus their Triglav Protectors in the bottom lane rather than prepping for Control Point B or any sort of other sort of siege value. The reason you want to focus on the B point is you're setting yourself up a win condition for the latter half of the game. Control Point B typically doesn't end the game. Obviously, Control Point A doesn't either. But Control Point C, if you're able to kind of press things out, open things up, you're able to really set yourself up for a potential victory, and that's what it's looking like for the members of Team Gobby Legs right now, who are going to go ahead and continue to open things up, play the way they want on this map, which is, that's a great place to be in. On Volskaya Foundry, you're the one who just plays whatever you feel like doing. Like, it's a bit of a rough go, but that's going to be 10 talents here in favor for both of these teams. We didn't talk about those 10 talents. We didn't cycle through any of the other numbers. Divine Storm, so much is being utilized to try and kill this Uther. Pyroblast, though, goes out onto the... onto the Uther. There was so much being attempted to kill the Varian, but the healing from Lumi is just way too good. In the end, it's going to be an Uther for a Varian. The Stukov manages to save the Sonya with a massive shove. Monkey Man wasn't able to get a ranged attack. Dive in from the Cassia. Pilot of Earth taking a bit of damage themselves. Tychus considering to step in, but does not manage to find a kill for themselves. This is a great back and forth. 2 to 5 in kills overall. Still experience advantage over to the side of Team Gobby Legs, as they have that level lead through experience of minions, structures, passive, as well as mercenaries and kills. Overall, members of Team Gobby Legs are checking every box in experience advantage, while Sonya grabs a siege camp, grabs a siege camp for the top lane to add some more pressure. It's good momentum for the side of Team Gobby Legs. They're consistently finding just win after win in team engagements as well as rotations. I may have spoke too soon calling for a Uncomfortably Numb win, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. 10 talents here look good for Uncomfortably Numb, but weren't able to really solidify as much damage as I expected. Dive in from the Cassia, big ball lightning as well, but what's also big is going to be Stukov's lurking arm, and Stukov in general. But a double kill goes over to the side of Team Gobby Legs. The Nexus Force is stealing 1 kill away. Another kill, a triple kill overall will be here. Sonya actually is a Wrath of Berserker Sonya, but since the fort and bottom lane's already gone, Sonya continues to chase out and finds the pentakill setup. Actually, in the end, it's going to be Kael'thas, the one with the pentakill, put that kill onto Blaze. But since 5 members are dead on the opposing side, and I harped on this, Control Point C is really where we see games end. This is going to be a rush to be able to get some value through the bottom lane. But death timers are low. Varian and friends need to respect that, and I don't think they step any further beyond the keep front gate. Stukov and rest want to, but I realistically, you need to respect that. You can't stay too long. The death timers, while they are short and while you do have a experience advantage, you are not winning that hard. Maybe you are with 2 to 10 in kills. Maybe you are winning that hard. Who knows? It's kind of a rough spot for the side of Uncomfortably Numb. By kinda, it just means like any single time they try and throw something at the side of Team Gobby Legs just knows the answer for the team fight, whether it be just a single target turnaround onto the Ana or just splitting people. It's just well played so far from Team Gobby Legs. Uncomfortably Numb, Could find some comfortability here. We'll have to see. That was not that best. Sleep Dart went out undeterred, but isn't able to find a setup for the Cassia. We do have our Kyle Ferguson spray on the ground as well. A little bit of poke from Pilot of Earth. This is control point B with 16 talent tier looming for a team. Typically 13 is just about to be hit, so this is a lot of momentum and a lot of experience. Like the members of Uncomfortably Numb pretty much are sitting at the experience of where we expect to be sitting in the game right now. But with all of the kills, all of the structural damage, all of the just constant rotations from Team Gobby Legs, they find themselves in the advantage spot with 16 half a level away. The enemy team with 13 talent here need to make a play. Uncomfortably Numb need to make something happen here. Cassia dives in, stun from the Uther, Sleep Dart, Biotic Grenade, everything thrown onto Wise outside of the kitchen sink, and just takes them down to 50%, but Wise able to tap the well. Uther sitting on the point. 16 talent here is going to be the target for the side of Team Gobby Legs. Stun goes out onto Lumi, but the real target... Oh, no, excuse me. Stun went onto Lumi, but there was just a turn immediately onto the Uther. Massive shove from the Blaze, who has the... Oh, no, Blaze, his heroic goes off, but it's not able to get any value. Kael'thas is traded out for 3 members. That's a 1 for 3, and I think the members of Team Gobby Legs take that all day of the week. They have to be fine and happy with that. Commandeer Odin actually comes out and starts just sieging. You know, just casual siege from the Commandeer Odin, because it is sitting currently at a good range to be away from the fort. Attack range is 9. This is a 9 attack range. I believe Sergeant Hammer has an attack range of 11 when she's sieged, and then graduating range will take her to like 16 or something. I might be wrong on that one. We don't see graduating range very often, so we don't have to talk about it. This is a rough go, though. This is a rough go currently for Uncomfortably Numb. Can they turn things around? Like that's the big question I keep thinking, or like keep posing, is like, can they turn this around? I would assume this is a Triglav Protector that's rushed into bottom lane. There is global vision of said Triglav Protector. You can actually see this is the blue vision right now. They can even see this just even not even on map. They know that this Triglav Protector is working its way towards the bottom lane, not going to be pressing in through the top. Lumi, the target though. Oh no. The chase goes out for the Stukov, who's able to get back into fort range, and the Triglav Protector finds a free fort, only taking like 20% of its HP during all of that. Though the Kael'thas is probably needs to be a little cautious getting out of this. There is going to be the Arcane Barrier up and available for Kael'thas. Good use of the jump punch, I guess you could say, from the Triglav Protector to just get further away from the enemy side. Uther and Blaze looking to jump onto this this Sonya. She does have Wrath of Berserker. Is it actually? Yeah, it's currently up actually for her. You can see that little bit of glow around her swords. There's that little bit of, with the current skin, she has that little bit of blue, and there's also that little purple bar underneath her name. While there was a dive for the Sonya through bottom, the Triglav Protector finds its way through the top lane, keep front gate, throws that Rocket Glove backwards, and a lot of the positioning in the Triglav Protector I feel like is mostly to make sure that the Kael'thas will be fine once it drops down. 16 talent here, still not found by the enemy team. Is there a turn? That's actually the turn from Norseman. Gets the taunt onto the Cassia. Mr. Monkey Man and friends are looking for a big Divine Storm. Famous gets hit with the Pyroblast, but it's thrown onto a 10-second cooldown because the kill on the Uther comes through. Ghost heals are available. Nano boost onto the Jaina, but she gets bursted. She doesn't go down. The Blaze is the one to go down. The Jaina does go down in the end. This is a triple kill over to the side of Team Gobby Legs, who are just constantly throwing pressure out. I won't be surprised if they do it again. Yeah, I'm waiting for the big turn from Uncomfortably Numb. Is it a 16 talent here advantage? Is it a misplay from the enemy side? We'll have to see, because I was impressed by the last game of Uncomfortably Numb, and I'm hoping we can see that turnaround unless Team Gobby Legs, they saw what happened in the last game, and they're just going to play, not safer, but smarter. Not that they didn't play smart in the last game, but I think they might have had the momentum advantage, and they were playing a little on the, oh, let's have a bunch of fun, and maybe we make some mistakes here and there sort of side of things. I mean, Garden Terror also it can feel very flipped at times. That Garden Terror push to the bottom was really, really well played through just a late game kill, because death timers were very, very long. And maybe that's the play for Team Gobby Legs. Maybe they're going to be the ones to win out, or not Team Gobby Legs. Maybe it's going to be Uncomfortably Numb who are able to step onto the bottom lane point. But right now, this is they're stepping onto this point. Famous gets chunked by the Pyroblast. Okay, sorry. I thought that was something else. I don't know why. Ring of Frost comes out from the Jaina. I don't think it connected onto anyone. Jaina does go down herself. Uther will be out. I believe he actually died a little bit ago, so no ghost healing out from them. A triple kill, though, for the side of... Dear Lord, excuse me. Team Gobby Legs. There will be a single kill into Kael'thas. Tygus dashing forward. Sleep Dart does go out. Wise looking for a spear. Finds it onto Novice. Does have... Or Novus, excuse me, does have that poison spear, so you have that damage over time as well. Wise found the kill onto the Ana. Top lane keep will go down. Commandeer Odin's out with the big red button. This is looking like an advance towards core from the side of Team Gobby Legs. Can they actually end the game here? Let's see. Shielding will go down. Big red button's going to get a lot of good siege value. Famous is taking a lot of damage. Divine Storm is thrown out. Massive Shove actually kind of saving the Uther right there as the Tychus is looking to take down the shielding and actually dump some damage into this core itself. Ball Lightning comes out from the Cassia. No 20 talents here, so there's no infinite Ball Lightning as the Cassia does get picked off. The shielding on the core is a sliver right now. It's slowly coming back in. Commandeer Odin is going to end, and that'll be the end of it. Top lane keep has gone down. Core is exposed, but did not take any damage. This is a tense game, honestly. This is a really tense game. I know it's uncomfortably numb with their back against the wall, but some teams fire on all cylinders at that point. Some teams thrive in these engagements and in these moments where your back's up against the wall. So we have to see if this is actually going to work out or if this is just going to be the turn and continued hold for the side of Team Gobby Legs. Lumi on the point for bottom lane. I would say this is do or die, but here's the issue. The 20 talents here, there's not enough time to be able to grab 20 talents here. For the side of Uncomfortably Numb. Good cleanse from the Uther. Blaze jumps out with the Jet Propulsion as well as the Combustion. Doesn't manage to get much value from that one. And we're waiting to see. Control point C was actually ignored, or not ignored, but left by the Stukov. So maybe there is enough time. Maybe there is enough time. I was saying that there's not enough time because no one's, because, you know, there's the Stukov on the point, but Stukov left, so it's 0-0, and channel point, Divine Storm from the Uther, he should go down to this. Ring of Frost comes out from the Jaina, catching the foot of the Varian. Protection status, by the way, from the shield wall at level 10 of the Varian. Big red button value coming out from the Tychus. Gravity Lapse doesn't connect onto the Jaina, but she still goes down. It's a triple kill so far for the side of Team Gobby Legs. Pilot of Earth gets sniped by the Tychus and that Commandeer Odin. Another keep will go down, but it's not necessary. Norseman already stepping towards core. Gonna anchor, take a little bit of that damage. Kael'thas, Living Bomb, decent damage on the core. Keep does go down. Mr. Monkey Man just gonna be dancing out here. Does get taunted by the Varian. Will go down to the big red button, actually before even that. And the core falls rapidly. This is game number 3 over to the side of Team Gobby Legs. They take the series in a 2-1 fashion. GG. Well played. Oh. Team Gobby Legs must have been offended by the loss of the Garden of Terror map, yeah. Zoom game too strong, yeah. All right, I'm gonna leave you all talents, and I'm gonna feed the good boy, okay? Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Yes, it's